Okay, let's consider this question on vectors. This is physics. Okay, if today is the first time of joining this page, please do well to follow the page. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel. God bless you. Now let us look at the question. The question says two forces, 10 Newton and 20 Newton, are inclined at angle 60 degrees to each other. Find the resultant force. Remember that we said our vectors are quantities that have both magnitude and direction. So if two forces are inclined at an angle 60 degrees, let's put it this way. Okay, our solution. So in this kind of question, remember I will have different method of doing vector addition. So this kind of question it will involve the law of parallelogram of vector addition. So now let us go. So it means that what if, for example, one of the vector acts in this direction and another one acts this way. Okay. So if we say that this one is what? This is the angle 60 degrees, okay? And we say that this one is the 10 Newton. Let's assume this one here is the what? 20 Newton. And you can see that what this one has an angle 60 degrees. Okay. Now let us trace this parallelogram. Let us complete the parallelogram. So if we trace it like this, if I decide to trace it like this, okay, I will decide to trace it like this, then that what we have in a parallelogram here. Okay, so now here what you need to do, the resultant according to the parallelogram law of vectors, it says that what if the adjacent sides of a parallelogram is represented by what two vectors in magnitude and direction, so that what the resultant is that the line which is the diagonal that is drawn from their point of intersection. So here, from here, their point of intersection here, that is the diagonal that is drawn from their common point here. So this is the what resultant. Okay. So that means that what if we do it like this now, here this angle is the 60 degree that is acting, that both of them are acting on. Okay. Now, for us to resolve this, it's going to involve cosine rule. And using cosine rule, look at the triangle, we are going to be needing this angle. Okay. So for you to use cosine rule, so that means that we are going to have something like this. The angle becomes something like this. Okay. So if this side is also equal to 10, because the opposite side of parallelogram, they are what? Equal and parallel. So this also what? 20 Newton. So having completed the parallelogram, we have something like this. And at the end of the day, we need this angle. How do we get this angle? How do we get this angle here? And here becomes your 10 Newton. And this is your what? 20 Newton. Don't mind the drawing, it's not scale. So I'm not drawing to scale, okay? This side is longer than, according to this question, here is supposed to be longer than this. Now, we need this, and this is your resultant. Okay, we need this angle. How do we get this angle? Remember that this angle now is no longer 60. Here becomes alpha. That is the direction in which the resultant is acting. So here is no longer 60 degree, because it is the 60 degree that was between the 10 Newton and 20 Newton. So in this case now, since we have drawn the diagonal, which is now the resultant, coming from the intersection point, so there is an angle in which this resultant is acting, and that angle is denoted by what? Theta. Now let us bring that here. How do we get here now for us to make the work easy for us? But the formula they normally use, you can as well just say the r square is equal to what? A square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. That is when you want to use this theta straight. Okay, but normally cosine rule here is supposed to be negative. Okay, but at the end of the after resolution, it will become plus or positive. So you are going to see that now. Now here, let us trace this like this. Let's extend this. Let's produce it. Okay, if we produce that, and this theta here, according to corresponding angle in geometry, here is also what? Theta. Here will also be 60 degree. Okay, so let us produce this down. Then we now have what? Perpendicular what? Sign there. So we're now having a right angle. So if you look at it now, here we are now having a right angle. Then from here to here is what? 20 degrees. Okay. Now how do we get here now? We need to get here. Let us resolve this triangle. We're having a right angle triangle here. So okay, before we go to that, this angle now there becomes, this is an angle 60 and here it's now on the same plane. It means our angles on a straight line is equal to what? 180 degrees. So for me to get here, I have to subtract this one from inside what? 180. It becomes 180 minus 60. So here becomes what? 180 minus 60 degrees. All right. So this will now give us 120 degrees. So you make use of this now when using the cosine rule. So let's go back to this. Here, if here is 10 Newton, we said that well, here is 10 Newton here, and here is what? 60 degree. So that means that this 10 Newton now is now the what? The hypotenuse of this right angled triangle. So let us look at the vertical component and the horizontal component of this here to this place. So here we become what? 10 sine 60 degrees. Okay. And while here is what? 10 cos 60 degrees. So this one is what we're going to have. We're actually going to make use of this one later. But first of all, let's calculate the resultant here. So for us to get this now, according to cosine rule, so we are going to use the cosine rule that says plus here, it becomes for minus, since I am using this angle. So if I was to use theta straight, that place will be what? Positive. Because at the end of the day, after working, you're still going to see that. So now it becomes A now is this. Let's say R square now is equal to 10 square plus 20 square minus 2 times 10 times 20 cos 120 degrees. So this one lies in the second quadrant, so it's negative. So that means that what? R square equal to 100 plus 400 minus 20 times that this is 200, that is what? 400 cos negative, because this one is in the second quadrant, it's negative. Then you have to subtract this one from 180. This was negative or 60 degree. Okay. So now, I know that this minus is going to come here. We have an R square equal to 500 plus now 400 cos 60. Since the negative is out, it turns out to positive. Cos 60 is what? Half, according to special angle. Then times what? Half. So this will cancel this, gives you what? 200. All right. Now then we have an R square equal to 500 plus 200. 500 plus 200 is what? 700. Okay. We are looking for the resultants. So that means our R is equal to the square root of what? 700. What is the square root of 700? Let us put it in a surd form. So that means that what? The square root of what? 100 times 7, which will now give me equal to the resultant as 10 root 7. This is the resultant of this question. Alright, so let's use this opportunity to illustrate the direction. So if you want to calculate the direction of this resultant, what you just need to do, this is what you have here, from here to here. From here to here, we now have what? A very large triangle now. If you decide to trace this triangle like this, so if I decide to bring this triangle, having a triangle from here to here, so it means that what? The triangle, it will now become like this, right angle triangle. It will now become like this. Okay. Now your resultant here we just calculated is what? 10. This resultant here becomes 10 root 7. Okay. Now we already resolve here from this smaller triangle that's inside here. We resolve here to become 10 sine 60. Okay. Here is your 10 sine 60 degrees. Okay. Then this is your alpha. And here, look at it from here. We have joined this one to this. So 10 cos 60 now plus what we have here. It will now be 20 plus what? This will now become 20 Newton plus what we have there is what? 10 cos 60 degrees. Now, for you to get the direction now, we use what's called tangent. Use tangent function. That is what opposite over what adjacent. So it means that what the direction of this resultant are going to have what tan alpha is equal to what opposite is what 10 sine 60 degrees all over this 20 plus 10 cos 60 degrees. All right, now let us go there. What you just need to do, use your calculator, evaluate this. So I don't use calculator. What you do now is going to be what the arctan. So your theta now or your alpha will be equal to what arctan. That is the tan inverse of the whole of this, which is 10 sine 60. Sine 60 is equal to what? That is what 10 root 10 times what root 3 over 2. Okay, then all over. So let's continue from this other side. Now your alpha now becomes what arc tan. Look at this. 10 sine 60. Sine 60 in special angle because 10 multiplied what root 3 over 2. Then all over 20 plus 10 cos 60. Cos 60 is what half. 10 multiplying what half. Okay, so then this become what 5 root 3. This one cancel out. 5 root 3. Okay, equal to arctan 5 root 3 all over 20 plus this become what times this is 5 become what all over what 25. All right, so arctan this. Then the next thing you do now, this one can cancel this out, can give you this root 3 over what 5. All right, root 3 over 5. That is alpha is equal to arctan root 3 over 5. So what you do, help me to complete this. Use your calculator, evaluate root 3 divided by what 5. Then find the tan inverse of it. So you're going to give answer to that. So I don't have calculator here. I use everything offhand. So now, if you find this class very interesting, do not hesitate to share this video. And if today is the first time of you coming across my page, do well to follow and also share and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Physics and Mathematics Lovers. Bye.